afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and wondrous Propagandacast from your host Imperial Gain, and it is time for the Monday Novice Fight. Yes, indeed, we'll be novicing a bit here. It's going to be a long one, though. Perhaps almost a bit too long, so there will be no mid-game analysis. Sorry, but again, got to keep things going so they don't become too long either. We will be watching Raglefant here fighting for the Soviet Union. Come, lads. The Soviet Union. And the 210th Rifle Division going up against here Junglist of Deutschland. Over the... slightly there, slightly tired. Sorry, I hadn't proper sleep, so my mind is not quite fully working in this bringing up divisional department. But he shall be fighting for the... Good lord, I'm really in a bit of trouble here. My pardons. Should have... It's a bit tricky as well concerning the overall match up. Let's just say Sperrverbande Reinhard. There we go. Pioneers, dual Pioneers start, by the way, here opting to grab a bit more territory initially with some Pionieren. Following up with some infantry and an MG42. Numerous conscripts here popping out for Raglefant. Doctrines are Storm Doctrine, Fortified Armor, and Lightning War. Some of the rarer ones in some regards. And we're seeing here an immediate move towards Terror Tactics from Raglefant. It's actually some time since I've seen Terror Tactics in use a role rather interesting one with shock troops, fear propaganda, a howitzer, the KV-8, and a bombing strike. It's very much, a later game doctrine, on the other hand, one that really then provides a lot of punch in many regards.
We have taken it.
Although generally, with these two, you want to get some munitions cases up so they're really properly supported, I would argue. But back to Junglist, after Sperrverbande, with additional Grenadiers on the way. Spreading out a bit much here. Grenadiers seem to be... going up on their own, actually leaving the Pioneers rather out in the open. That's generally not a good idea, in particular since that's where he's making most of his progress, which also means he's more likely to actually end up losing a lot of the territory. And immediately here we see a defensive position being held up in a building. Again, a bit of a dangerous thing to do so early in the game. And certainly something I might remark upon as a bit of a novice move, that is, you sort of just immediately stick it into a building. In some regards, you're not necessarily considering all the circumstances. For example, right here, it might be able to cover up some of the points, but at the same time it's a bit difficult. And you also very much risk, again, it doesn't do anything, again, due to the fact that these can be a bit distant where the MD-42 can't reach them. And again, it can also be easily outmaneuvered in the building. Overall, it's going to be alone and thus not part of a greater defense, which again means it's very much easy to outmaneuver. Additional Grenadiers do fine, right, but again, not good. And again, it could also be seen much better usage supporting your infantry. There we go, firing away there, so doing something coming up there. But again, we also immediately note here, conscripts immediately move out and Molotov it again. The weakness here, the weakness, in fact, running straight out the front door where the Molotov was locked, and nicely done there by Raglefant. Before just shifting away, and again, no infantry nearby to support. All the infantry's up hitting, in fact, with the combat engineers. There's only one squad here, and there's plenty of Soviet infantry rushing in already. Also, only in fact, it seems to have been rushing for the munitions point early on, but it's only getting a bit more. But Molotov's going off again. Just pull back the MG42 in here. Junglist is making a mistake. An MG42 already outmaneuvered really generally doesn't stand much of a chance of getting back into things. Overall, you should just retreat them in those cases, not have them up there. You're much more like... And here Raglefant overextends his conscripts. We're actually taking a lot of damage. He actually lost them. At the same time, you might watch here how Junglist on there and then loses an MG42. Yes, indeed. A lot of units here wasted immediately in the first few minutes of the game. That's hardly any good. Conscripts here, they might want to consider moving away when there's a Grenadier squad with an MG42 up there. Aggressive push with the Pioneers. This is definitely a bit some crazy playing. These conscripts, they quickly need to get out of there. But again, hanging about too long around units with machine guns. And of course, Molotov's doing a bit of work there as well, which I suppose is something. But right there, heavy losses on Raglefant. He lost his combat engineers. He's lost several conscript squads. This is generally not a good start either. Some problems there with unit preservation from Raglefant, but also from Junglist, and again, proper usage in the MD-42 in this case, not retreating when he should. Again, an MD-42 outmaneuvered just get it out of there. It has no chance of really doing anything in the fight unless you get sufficient infantry to move in and really support, but again, there wasn't. So he should have just retreated. Instead, he ended up wasting it, and, you know, also forcing men to then recruit, of course, which then is a further waste of manpower. So several problems with that, and of course, Raglefant should have retreated out much faster. So those conscripts were just waiting against wasted, should have been retreating instead of trying to get off another Molotov.
Pioneers awaiting orders.
So, I mean, some problems then. We're seeing additional infantry arriving and additional MG42. Junglist going for a very heavy tier 1. We're also seeing here that Raglefant is going rather heavily now on the shock troopers. Hoorah! I suppose in some way to sort of overcome the initial problem. At the same time, he needs to be careful he doesn't then set himself up another problem, since that will of course be rather heavy in terms of manpower. And certainly will also limit how many troops he has on the field overall. I mean, overall we've got, what, 2 shock trooper squads, 1 conscript squad, an MG combat engineer versus, what, 4 grenadiers, 2 pioneers and 2 MGs. I mean, in that regard, he's going to have trouble sort of really getting most of his field presence off. Though, of course, right here, these grenadiers, by the way, should be retreated, but now, of course, they might get obliterated here by 2 advancing shock trooper squads. Will Junglist be reacting to this? MG firing away. And this is what you call bad news when you hand over an MG42 to the Soviets. Hey, look at this, Yuri! I found an MG42! Well, isn't that your lucky day? It certainly isn't the Germans' lucky day, because that pretty much means they just got a huge manpower boost, and one of the worst things you can ever get in MG42 are the shock troopers, because again, they are also incredibly durable. So something incredibly durable with a light machine gun, also large numbers, basically means they are going to be extremely tough to take out, and they're not going to be very likely to drop that MG42. Basically, a nightmare, in particular once Wittgenstein hits. So, bad news for Junglist right there.
We are ready for action.
Infantry contact.
Pioneers MG42 in a slightly more awkward angle to cover. Should be careful since if they just move sufficiently north here, of course the building would cover, but no. When it is taking up position inside the building, medic bunker up. Support when company up. Grenade on the building, killing poor Friedrich, blowing up a nice chunk of the house. MG42 in the church. Junglist continuing to just stuff MGs in particular buildings that have been deemed dominating, and a bit of a novice move instead of, you know, using them to support your infantry, which is rather what better players generally tend to do. They rarely just stuff them in a building, which rather again seems to be what Junglist is doing. I mean, if that's rather what you want to be doing, you rather ought to be setting up bunkers, since they're rather cheaper in several regards. And also a bit harder to overall clear out. There we go, Grenadiers definitely moving too close to the base. They're no idea what Junglist was hoping to achieve. More conscripts arriving, nothing from the support weapon company there. He needs to do something, because he very much risks getting hit by some kind of armor by his opponent. There seems like Junglist is making no greater progress. Smoke grenade down there. Quickly pulls back, going cut-off points, harassing. Suppose that's doing alright there with the shock troops. And again, you know, he could easily be moving forward with the MG42, setting up better covering zones. And looks like Raglefant is finally making back some of the map. I mean, been having trouble again holding it, suffering too badly in the beginning. Although again, several shock troop squads again, one with a light machine gun. Definitely proves to be problematic.
You know the type. All bravado and ideology and fancy uniforms and killing anyone who looks funny at it.
Some of the rounds of those German soldiers.
We have liberated the objective.
But rather aggressive taking up now going on here from Junglist. Junglist.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
And Raglefant is setting up a mechanized armor company. And I know why, when I hear the name Raglefant, somehow I think of some sort of raggy stuffed toy elephant more than anything. Pioneers then encountering the nightmare of their lives and end up retreating in the face of it. Understandably enough, but again, just noting this MG42, for example, is now far removed from the front lines. Far removed, again, that's just going to be 240 manpower in a building doing nothing. That is not good. That is not efficient use of your manpower. Also, running as a Palmer Corps, using both parties to sort of speed up the progress. That's not bad. Raglefant could also definitely do with being a bit more aggressive. I mean, also, shock troopers could be doing more. I mean, they're just standing about here. You know, they could easily be making life hell on earth here for the Germans, but instead just hold back for the picnic. But there we go. Grenadiers versus shock troopers. Shock troopers need to take up cover and just shoot away. Both of them have a light machine gun. And remember, your MG42s can't fire on the move. But now he's actually moving straight into the MG42. That could be a slight chance of victory here. Even the shock troopers have a problem with that. The body armor not coming out. So they go grenade ultimately force them away and go their MG42 firing as well.
Capture complete.
Shock troopers moving in versus the church. Shock trooper squad should be moving in from the other flanking faction again. Now we're noting another problem. MG42 on its own in a building. Nothing covering its flanks now. In fact, we're also going to be risking here the retreat path being cut off.
The enemy is taking our
Again,
territory.
another problem with just stuffing your MG42s in a building. They can easily end up being isolated and cleared out. And for example, Nathan was retreated out now. It had no chance, but there we go, just absolutely wiped out. MG42 wasted.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Panzerkampfwagen 4 arriving in support of the Sperrverbande. At least he's got plenty of MG42s for his grenadiers, which certainly again does give him some kind of chance of resisting the shock troopers, since a lot of MGs can actually cause problems for them. And there goes shock troopers moving up. Stick to cover, Panzer 4, MG42 flying from the south. Shock troopers charging straight into everything next to retreat. Get out of there, Raglefant! Get out of there! Retreat! Shock trooper squad wiped out, other one forced to retreat. Again, unit preservation, unit preservation. The ability to know when overall you're not going to get anything out of the units, you're just going to get them killed. That really should have just gotten him to retreat from there, from all of these grenadiers with MG42s, and the flamethrowers, and the MG42 fighting down there, and the Panzer 4. But just as similarly, he should have forced Junglist here to pull back his MG42 from that church. But now once more Germans advance. Field gun on the way. Still a bit ways off there from another H-85, but again, you know, heavy infantry losses for Raglefant. He definitely needs to work on that unit preservation most seriously. Panzer 4 rolling about here, hunting down some communists. Die Kommunisten. Needs to be careful about getting too close to them. Although noting here, looks like he's just bluffing. He knows he doesn't have any anti-tank grenades, but he knows his opponent doesn't know it as well. He sort of pretends perhaps to have it, but at the same time, he really can't keep pushing it. Retreat! Damn, that was close. Pioneers up north in a bit of trouble. Field gun arriving. Fuel cache going up. That's definitely not a bad idea to sort of help the fuel problem. And now when SU-85 is on the way to support things here, conscripts need to get away. Panzerkampfwagen 4 rolls in. Once more on the hunt. Pushing down south, there's pretty much nothing, and again this MG42 does nothing as well because it's so far removed from the front line. Another MG42 out for Junglist.
We are losing supplies to the enemy.
And of course a bunch of troops in dire need reinforcement. Field gun coming up north in case the Panzer 4 decides to poke its head in from there.
We have an isolated sector. Predecessor died a hero.
Shock troopers slowly advancing for the motherland.
We have a new SU-85 to deploy.
And of course, Junglist continues to seize territory in the Names des Vaterlandes. And there go the SU-85 medium tank destroyer pulls up as well. Then he's under fire. Junglist here needs to consider pulling away his Panzer 4. He knows there's an SU-85. There we go. Nice hit from the tank destroyer. Field gun also blasting away with merriment and glee. Panzer 4 already down to half health.
SU-85 combat ready.
Careful with the issue fire. There we go. At the same time, careful with grenadiers out in the open with their MG42s. They can rip you apart. Molotov a bit wrongly flopped. Conscript straight in front of me, coming under fire. Another MG42 stopping them up here. Shock troops though moving in. Grenadiers might want to consider getting out of there. Rückzug, Grenadierer. And straight in front of the shock troopers. That was definitely not the brightest move. Probably should have taken the back door. Pioneers then running straight into the shock troopers. Junglist needs to be careful with his Infanterie und his Pioniere.
Yes, comrade. You need something.
Engineers could be laying down some mines. Additional shock troopers out for Raglefant.
Replacements have arrived.
Raglefant. And a second Panzerkampfwagen has arrived to support Junglist. With the H-85 with focus sight moving ahead on its own. It's not a tank, Raglefant. Careful, careful. With nothing screening it, you could be running into a trap of some kind. But for now, seems intent on just blasting away at the church. Some leaders moving in, perhaps a Panzerfaustet.
Assault gun in the fight.
They've opened up on us!
Nope. They don't seem to care about the H-85, and there we go, quickly cancelling it and getting the devil out of there. Slight progress in the north, still nothing with engineers. Again, they could be laying down mines to make it hard to regain the point, you know, move up and harass, but no. Nothing happening for the time being.
Capture complete. We are
Moving
losing
up in the north again,
territory.
going for the cutoff point right there. Conscripts look to be actually reacting. Wunderbar.
Assault gun ready for action.
We need to re-establish our
Come on,
supply
Raglefant.
lines.
Be aggressive for motherland. And, you know, don't run into MGs like that. Again, do not underestimate the Grenadier squad with an MG-42 and don't attack it out in the open. There we go. Raglefant needs to stop feeding the Grenadiers kills. Easy kills, that is, anyways. Panzer IV moving in from the north, going to deal with the shock troopers there. Shock troopers in a bit of trouble here. They should just consider retreating or at least popping a smoke grenade. There we go. But they rather locked in the wrong place. They should have locked it on themselves instead of in front of them so the Panzer IV would just drive through it. That really didn't work out, to be honest. Now they're likely going to suffer for it. Building getting bombarded here by field gun. H-85 slowly moving up, but really needs to get going if it wants to.
Ready.
Also noting that plenty of munitions are flowing into the coffers off Junglist. Panzer IV standing still, H-85 moving up with focus sight. Careful, careful, make sure you see out maneuver. Again, don't send it in blindly then. But no, Panzer IV exposed its rear, needs to quickly move in, move in, move in. Angreif, angreif. Outmaneuver, there we go, there we go. Stopping up with focus sight. And there we go, Blitzkrieg available, blitz it, don't stop up, don't take a longer path that actually allows you to remain in its line of sight and fire.
The sector is at risk.
No, don't get in front, why aren't you blitzkrieging, Junglist? Why aren't you blitzkrieging?
Assault gun in the fight.
Ach du lieber!
A squad of infantry has been killed.
At the same time, unit down, Comets got wiped out, and he's here fighting against the shock troops. Brutal fight here. Overall, the shock troops doing quite nice. They'll force to fall back in the end. Pivotal mounted gunner there. H-85 continue to find way. Mike Jones, veteran T2 here. Oh, Panzer IV went down to the field gun. But really, that was just a terrible armoured engagement right there from Junglist. He definitely needs to work on his armour usage, I would say, just from that fight. And definitely needs to learn how to use Blitzkrieg. I mean, with Blitzkrieg, he could have easily have won that fight. So why he didn't use it against something that requires manoeuvrability to go down is beyond me. Conscript squad again. Raglefant needs to seriously work on his unit preservation and needs to stop underestimating those Grenadiers for the light machine gun. The MG-42 was lethal for a reason.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Propaganda war. Ooh. Well, for artillery.
A sector has been
There we
cut.
go. You can actually force your troops to retreat if you're not careful.
New units have arrived.
And a KV-8 arriving perhaps to help punish some of the fascist infantry. At the same time, a Sturmgeschütz has been arrived here for Junglist. Has been sent in. Instantly moving in from Panzer IV to the Sturmgeschütz. Then he's getting overwhelmed by shock troopers. And we're seeing tactical movement.
Of the Soviet Union.
And Nova's actually using tactical movement, that's fancy. Not a bad idea though. Actually allows him to quickly pull away and form up a fresh line if he so wants. KV-8 though moving in. You should actually be moving away from it. Veteran troop for these shock troopers. Now we go full retreat. Down south, conscripts versus grenadiers with MG42.
Available to be dropped on the fascisti.
Conscripts, there we go, wisely retreating.
Enemy forces
They're
capturing
not
supply
without
sector.
killing poor Heinz. These pioneers also just need to retreat in the face of the KV-8.
We now have access to KV-8 flamethrower.
Stuke moving up, but the KV-8 is moving down. And next target might just be that MG42 in the church.
Our points have fallen to 300.
Back to Junglist, who has gone for lightning wall. Leaving the Stuke here ready to ambush the KV-8 as soon as they get past the church, but apparently Raglefant sensed something and just held back. So a bit of a mix of armor here for Raglefant at the moment versus the Panzer forces of Junglist. Relief infantry is also available now. Tiger tank can be called in. And Gewehr 43 is available for Jäger infantry, but interesting enough, he just seems to be focusing on the MG42s. Rather rare, since most people, when they tend to get this, tend to go all out on it. And again, tactical movement. Interesting, though. Again, careful here with the flamethrower. Though, of course, it allows him to quickly get his troops back on the field, so, you know, not all bad, but, you know, why aren't you using gunners? And why are you charging at the Stuke, using his... Well, your Stuke like a tank, and right here seems like he's unable to decide what he wants to do, or there's just some problems with the pathing. Either way, though, he generally shouldn't be using his Stuke like a tank, and so it looks like he might be feeding. There we go. This SUD-5 veterans and give it that too. So he's charging up here. Burst the shock tubers with light machine guns, laying down a murderous final response. Stuke went down, wasted right there. He should have been using it to support his infantry, I would say. It's an assault gun, not a tank. Assault guns generally work better when they support infantry or armor. Not like tanks.
Standing by!
So that could have gone a lot better, I would argue. Also, mines, they're good. MG42 remaining in the church, not really having much of an influence. Same with this one. I mean, again, lots of manpower doing absolutely nothing. Not good.
Infantry rested and ready to advance rapidly.
Pioneers awaiting orders.
Enemy armor has engaged us!
Grenadiers being engaged here by the flamethrower tank. He needs to stop feeding it, Grenadiers.
Our territory.
And there we go. Super close air support is available. The Luftwaffe is ready to send in the Kanonenvogel. Email comments is getting stopped by the MG42 in the church. Victory points are largely in the hands of Junglist for the time being.
We are losing a sector.
Grenadiers!
I mean, there's some interesting ability uses going on here from Junglist. Also, floating that much manpower. Do I really need to mention why that's a bad idea again? Molotov versus Grenadiers. Molotov again proving its power by not really caring about veterancy, and Grenadiers again might get wiped out. No, looks like they made it just barely.
Grenadiers!
It looks like a target there go utilized. Still plenty of manpower doing nothing. So again, he could get more infantry. He could be utilizing on caches, you know, say get a fuel cache up if he wants more armor, get a munitions cache up if you want to use some abilities more, get say some Jaeger upgrades for it. Then his besides the light machine guns would further increase their firepower considerably. And there you go, MG's actually banning the churches. KV-8 moves ahead. Tiger advancing though. Spare for bandits receives some heavy armor support. Schwerer Panzerabteilung 502.
Our sector.
Tiger moving in, KV-8 pulling back. In the face of the Tiger. Now, of course, at the same time, now Raglefant knows there's one. Of course, he's also got an S-35 Veteran 2, which will definitely be able to give the Tiger a bit of a headache. Although, again, careful with the focus sight. Remember an infantry screen, though, again, little infantry, again, heavy losses due to some rather problematic unit preservation, I would say.
The enemy is taken. You have a Tiger.
Don't tell him. Oh, thank the heavens. I thought he'd lost the Veteran 2 shock trooper squad with an MG42. There we go again. Tactical movement, quickly advancing, quickly and back on the field.
Securing our territory.
It's interesting to sort of note the way he uses it. Not necessarily a bad idea. Definitely interesting, and again only costs 40s, I mean. But there we go. KV-8 moving in. Will the Tiger support the infantry support at the very least? No, it's just holding up the centre. Or not even that. Troops pushing up in the south. MG42 doing the can there. And field gun bombarding the church. Grenadiers, Panzer Fausting, not really managing much. Tiger moving ahead slowly. Slowly. Church taking quite a bit of damage. Shock troopers pinned to the ground. He should send the other shock troopers at the very least to sort of assist or something. KV-8 quickly being held back here by the field gun and the SU-85. Pulling back there, it looks like another SU-85, there we go, arrives. Shock troopers continue to die to the MG42 down there, finally retreating the shock trooper squad. Tiger Tank taking the farther route, which probably shouldn't take first place. Pioneer unit wiped out. Heavy infantry losses to Junglist. All of a sudden, again, his unit pressing CoH2. And what is this? We are seeing the Luftwaffe called in. The Kanonenvogel. Blowing up mostly the house. Not hitting the KV-8, sadly. The unfortunate Grenadiers fighting on here, but a bit prickly. It looks like they're holding out alright so far. Hunting down the KV-8 here with the Tiger. Grenadiers need to retreat. It looks like the Luftwaffe flyer here has a bit of an unclear idea what to do. Going after the conscripts. Ooh, nice hits there. Wiping out 2 conscripts. KV-8 down. Tiger needs to pull away. MG42 firing away at the field gun there. Ready to blow up the Tiger if he could stay in range. The Kanonenvogel, by the way, being basically the last sort of variant of the Stuka. And the 237mm guns under its wings. And used as a tank buster essentially. And another strafe there on the conscripts this time around due to light cover doing a little less. Though I'm sure the conscripts still felt it was hell. Just getting a lot of Grenadiers now. Alright. He seems to like his Grenadiers, which I suppose is not a bad thing. Tiger though will need repairs. Only 1 Pioneer squad. He should get another one to help with that. Obviously. Raglefant could clear out things here much easier with just having the field gun and the SU-85s blasting away at the moment. Perhaps having something attack at the same time. And we go MG42 closer going down. Grenadiers advancing. Veterans C3 with an MG42. Shock troops rather slow here. And this squad again has been hanging around doing nothing. At the very least, it could have moved down taking this point here again. I mean, Raglefant too quickly stops up and does nothing. Much too easily. Much too easily. He needs to sort of get better at coordinating things and keeping up the tempo. I mean, he's giving his opponent too many chances just, you know, hold territory, shouldn't he, you know, get back in the fight. It's a very dangerous habit. And also be something at this level, we're seeing here from Raglefant, something more novice-y. But now, 2 shock troop squads going towards here. The MG42 can't deal with both of them. In fact, it has to reload. Ah, Friedrich, load before the enemy comes. And there you go. Grenades into the building. MG42 definitely in a bad situation. Might want to get something else than SU-85 to deal with the infantry. And SU-76 would be an idea. Smoke going up there to make it harder for the MG42 in the building. Good move, by the way. And there you go, cleared out. Grenadiers are a little known. Rifle grenade does a nice trick there. Tiger almost ready. Grenadiers bring out MG42. Another one. Wait.
We are losing a sector.
Stop moving about the shock troopers like that. Retreat, 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 Raglefant. Retreat. Get out of there, comrades.
Our opponents are seizing a sector. Tiger ready. HMG. They're in contact with the enemy.
Another MG42 on the way, and now we see Raglefant floating a lot of manpower. Why not get another fuel cache if you want more vehicles? Just get something. You could give it a howitzer. You got terror doctrine. Get a howitzer. Get bombarding the fascists from afar with the God of War. Instead of, you know, just floating that much manpower. Come on, Raglefant. Get into the fight.
You found something?
Tiger.
Grenadiers reporting. How can we help?
But both players still have a knack for basically being large and valuable as to stand about doing nothing at all. Which again is generally not
You have
good.
orders?
This is a nice spot of land, and
And I certainly feel could end up being the reason why this game ends long, because several times they just do nothing with a lot of units. Quick Molotov here versus the Grenadiers. Burning away at them. Grenadiers, in fact, needs to get out of there. Veteran defeat. Conscripts also arriving. Grenadiers arriving to deal with this. Stuke on the way. Grenadiers attacking up in the north here. Getting blasted out by the SG5. Shock troops moving in. This squad hasn't been fully reinforced. Come on, Raglefant. Come on. Over to Raglefant, in fact, and also in terms of damage, what things, in fact, pretty equally in terms of kills. I mean, that's not really good for Junglist. That rather indicates, again, despite having all these soldiers from MG4s using attack and all that, he's actually having trouble really using his amazing assets properly, and also, again, he's too passive. And also, since Indians string things up too much without proper support out of the way. Tiger, though, finally supporting something, and Infantry pushing the north about damn time. As you're coming in again, you know, don't always use focus sight. Another KV-8, by the way. The other one not supporting, that could have been an idea, you know. Having both SU-5s working together in tandem.
KV-8 flamethrower tanks are now available to burn the Germans back to Berlin.
Tiger coming under fire there from SU-5. MG42 continues to be a nuisance right here. SU-5 could move ahead and try to just blast a church or something. Grenadiers doing alright. Well, KV-8 doing alright versus the Grenadiers. The Grenadiers themselves obviously are not doing so well when they're being cooked alive. Stuke moving up to support. Sturmgeschütz. And how about just clearing out the church with a flamethrower, Raglefant? Please?
Fresh meat has arrived.
Nothing quite happening for the time being. I'll just speed this up because again it's a long match. And there we go. Flamethrower moving in. Burning it out. In fact, lighting the entire place on fire. Fuel cache spotted. That's definitely a problem there for Raglefant. He might lose it. KV-8 though moving too far ahead. Too far ahead of himself. Stuke moving in. And he's at the same time needs to be careful. Stunned there by the Tiger tank. Stuke needs to just turn up and fire. Fire away. Fire frei. KV-8 there taking heavy damage. Pulling up behind the burning church. Tiger getting repaired, does his good.
Ready.
But again, there's a lot of passiveness on this side. Again, they really could be using that a lot more. At least, he's using tactical moves to sort of get them fast up when he finally does. But again, many times where a lot of units are doing nothing. They could easily be doing a lot more and they could be pressuring a lot more. And again, that's sort of one of their main issues. I mean, the SU-5, for example, eventually too, the SU-5, which could have been doing a lot, is doing nothing at all. And he's been doing nothing at all for probably 10 or more minutes. I mean, that's really not good at all. That is a textbook case example of wasting resources. That's just as bad as floating 1,000 manpower. Also, another MG42 dropped. By the way, both shock troop squads now equipped with light machine guns. That really... I mean, that's as bad as, losing an MG42 or a Panzerschreck to Vet 3 Rifleman in the first Company of Heroes. I mean, that's just bad. Another Sturmgeschütz arriving, looks like Junglist is securing himself numerous Sturmgeschütz, hopefully to support his Tiger and to fight against the Kommunisten.
Ready for orders.
Finally, some movement with the conscripts. Endlich. Finally, he's making the advance again. Nothing here covering. I mean, he's not used, for example, his support weapon coming there to get some Maxims or a mortar or something that could deal with the infantry a bit, I mean, there's a lot of problems here with Raglefant overall. I mean, again, he's flooding in once more. Tons of resources. He could easily be putting out a lot more pressure on Junglist, but he's not. He's just doing nothing. Nothing at all. And why are you charging your Stoogs head on at a veteran G2 SU-85 like that and a field gun coming in the same spot? That was just a pointless waste of Stoog again. Come on, Junglist. Come on.
It's ours.
Yes, comrade.
Are you intentionally trying to get that S-35 to veteran free or what?
Da, comrade.
I mean, that's no good.
Rifleman ready.
Das ist verboten. And there you go, Pan. He's easily able to rush the field gun because, again, there's nothing covering it. Most of them just standing out doing nothing, again, filling resources, not getting reinforced.
Conscripts can now attack
At least getting some more
AT grenades.
anti-tank units, but then get more units out for heaven's sake. Or get a howitzer, just get something, man. Tiger advancing here, exposing its side to conscripts.
Su-85.
And he's calling in the Kanonenvogel on the conscripts, not the S-35 here. Tiger getting blasted, the tank engine block exposed. Kanonenvogel doing nice bit of damage. Veterans won but can't blitz due to the damaged engine. Stewart moving up. Pull up behind the church. Don't move after the S-35. Don't move after it. Don't move after it.
Capturing our supplies.
Conscripts at the top there with the Tiger and the Sturmgeschütz. S-35 though flanking. Tiger exposed its rear. Oh no. And the other S-35 now moving in as well. Veterans one for the Stug. Target weak point. Target weak point. Fire the heat rounds, Friedrich. Ach du lieber Junglist just keeps wasting armor. Such a waste. Now again for Raglefant, it's also a waste how he uses his Su-85s half the time, which is to say, not at all.
We are losing territory.
Also, oh, nice job there with the Kanonenvogel. Get one of the Su-85s in, the one which he couldn't. But also needs to stop lobbing up his grenadiers like that and just being in my head. I mean, he's not getting the most out of the MD-42s that way, and of course, risk transferring into KV-8 ready to burn them up, and there we go. I mean, that's just cannon fodder. Another Su-35 on the way, but come on, Junglist. You can do better than that, and so can you. Raglefant, again, you're wasting too many resources and nothing. Get out there and grab some territory for the Rodina, for the motherland, for Comrade Stalin. Now we do see though that Junglist is taking a lot of damage. Now it's absolutely the perfect time for Raglefant to get out there and take territory. Will he then actually get out there and take some territory? Will he take some victory points? Will he take some munitions, some fuel? Get out of there, again, get some troops onto the field.
You need something built?
I mean, really, you ought to be having a warning alert going on in your head when you have that much manpower floating doing nothing. Again, if you don't know what to do with it, just use it on something. You'll later on get better in using it on something good. But again, right in this case, again, I would say get some Maxims, some mortars, get some more infantry, perhaps another field gun, but just get something out there. Also, get that S-35 repaired. I mean, that's a Veterans 3 S-35 that should not be doing nothing.
Assault gun ready for action.
Another Panzer IV now just between this weekend, nothing is happening. And again, that's probably why this match ends up taking so long, because both players are doing nothing. And again, another novice thing, you know, doing nothing. You don't do nothing unless you want to lose. Shock troops there should have retreated much sooner as soon as that Panzer IV arrived, or at least popped some smoke earlier. Looks like this case he was lucky enough to get it out of there alive. And there we go, the Su-35 firing away. And again, note the high rate of fire, though in this case the wreckage of the Tiger still serves in death for Germany. And absorbs the shot there for the Panzerkampfwagen 4. But then drives straight in front of the field gun. Come on, Junglist. Grenadiers versus shock troops. The Grenadiers definitely have the upper hand here due to the fact the shock troops are low on health. The Grenadiers are Veterans E3. On top of that, Panzer IV getting blasted. Get it out of there, Junglist.
Assault gun in the fight.
Taking fire!
Rather getting to be a close fight nonetheless here, though.
We have made contact with the
There we go. Panzer IV continues up behind here. Might get the field gun though. Might, there we go. Field gun crew stood no chance, but then the Su-5 arrives.
They are hitting us from the air!
And there we go, main gun switched by the KV-8, and the Luftwaffe once more has been summoned. And getting off a few nice hits there on the Su-85.
Gun in the fight. Yes, comrade.
Another pass here. And again, once more, attack has been broken. And again, once more, Raglefant then proceeds to do very little to nothing. Back to Junglist. Su-85 opens up, and good lord, that did quite a bit of damage right there on the Su-85 there. The Kanonen Vogel showing his worth. I mean, it's a lot worth it now that he actually got it buffed. Is that something? Though you might want to move it a bit more than just a half a meter. At least a few meters, you know. The pilot's not blind. There we go. That was just an Su-85 went down again. Too much passiveness, and again also just a bit lazy there. Apparently expecting that if he moved a few meters, the Luftwaffe pilot wouldn't shoot.
We have a new Panzer IV.
So there we go. Veteran 3 Su-85 down. Have the Luftwaffe to thank for that one. Not Junglist. Another Panzer arriving. Lots of pilots on the way. Still lots of resources being floated. Come on, Leute. But again, lots of nothing happening. Again, really one of those things is one needs to crack on down upon if you want to get better. You need to be more active. Activity matters a lot. Also being not too passive. I mean, there's several times when Raglefant could easily gain most of the map, but again doesn't because he's doing nothing. And I'm certainly wondering what he is doing if he's doing nothing at all. Panzer IV blindly advancing in. Smoke grenade for some reason just flown by reflex right next to them and right on top of them. So again, the Panzer IV can actually see them. Su-5 moving in. Got the field gun there. That's a small victory. Moves too close there. Moves too close. Also exposes himself to the Su-5 there. Bad idea, Junglist. Junglist. And again, MG42 continues to remain there again. It's been there for so long, and he gets a new one, puts it in there. Another Su-5. Fuel count is actually going up now for Junglist, about time. Panzer IV hold up behind a building. Mine's going down there. These Raglefant is doing that alright, but you know. And then proceeds to march straight into the MG42s here. Smoke grenades going up, grenades going out. Lots of process to the Grenadier. Panzer IV charges in. Definitely some brutal exchanges when they actually happen.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
And shock troops need to retreat again.
Tell the devil I said hello.
And the shock troops got while dropping a light machine gun. 2 more fuel caches up. About damn time though again. Had he done so early, he'd probably have the fuel for a Tiger right now and the manpower. Instead of having to build 3 fuel caches all of a sudden in quick succession. Then again, there are a lot of problems and more shock troops arriving. Again, conscripts moving down south. Again, rather slouchy. And again, they're using 2 squads to take 1 point. Overall, not very efficient playing. So regards from Raglefant. Again, charging straight at the Grenadier squad with a light machine gun. Molotov goes off. Other conscript squad not supporting either. Come on, Raglefant. I mean, if you're going to be sending 2 squads in, don't send them in 1 at a time. Hardly efficient. And certainly only to the advantage of your opponent. Nitride grenade dealing with the conscripts over there, blowing up the fence as well. And again, so many units standing them out, achieving nothing. But soon should be able to call in the Tiger. I mean, now he's actually getting plenty of fuel per minute. Grenadiers, they're wiped out by the KV-8.
Yes?
And of course now in dire need of infantry. Shock troopers here definitely need to be careful with that Panzer IV round.
Enemy is taking our territory.
But again, Raglefant's unit preservation once more seems to be letting him down so slowly. SU-5 arriving. Panzer IV without any support. And the other coming under fire. Panzer IV needs to get out of there. And Tiger available. Tiger is bereit.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Southern victory points were falling. Light machine gun grenades actually got wiped out.
Our forces
And light machine gun is up in the
increase.
hands of those conscripts. And there you go. The Tiger is here. Tiger is here. At least he's finally getting the victory points, actually stopping the drain. That's something. Took him damn long enough, I would argue.
We have 300 points remaining.
Conscripts here need to retreat.
Turret top gunner here. The enemy has engaged us.
Get out of there, Raglefant. You don't want to lose the machine gun so quickly. Oh,
Eliminated.
dear. He keeps doing that, doesn't
Enemy
he?
is attempting to steal our sector.
And no one's picked up that MG42 either. And an MG42 secure by Raglefant, getting assaulted by pioneers. More mines going up. And the Tiger tanks are pointing at Panzer IV up north here again. Blitzkrieg, 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 Blitzkrieg. Vorwärts for Deutschland. Come on. Junglist, make an effort. Battery 2 for the Panzer IV, that's lovely, but still no sign of a Blitzkrieg. There you go, Panzer IV wasted again, could have been avoided had he used Blitzkrieg. Damaged engine and stun there on the SU-5. Tiger tank should be able to wipe that one out. Other SU-5 finally moving up again. Much slow response at the same time as all of this is happening. KV-8 moves into the German base and begins burning down and killing stuff.
Panzerkampfwagen Tiger awaiting orders.
SU-5 desperately tries to escape the grasp off the Tiger tank, but no such luck. Ends up abandoned.
Ready.
Standing by.
The enemy is firing
And
on our HQ.
other SU-5 moves up. Bit too close again. Recklessly sending in like it was a tank again. It is not. So don't send it in like this one. That was definitely a bad idea there by Raglefant. Now der Kanonenvogel bereit. And not a good retreat right there. Tiger got the SU-5. KV-8 that continues to cause messes right there. And the enemy base. Tiger needs to move and deal with that. Order Kanonenvogel needs to be summoned. And he's in trouble with the shock troopers. Getting overwhelmed. And rushed off the field.
Panzer here.
Also using 2 pioneers each, or 1 pioneer each, they have 2 squads to repair damage SU-5. I mean, he should just try to get it back to base and get the pioneers reinforced. That would do it a lot faster rather than this, which is going to take ages.
Taking lawns.
KV-8 continues to burn down the fascist base.
Firing on our HQ.
And he's doing alright here with the field guns. Lots of troops rushing ahead all of a sudden from Raglefant. Certainly took his damn time. KV-8 getting flanked out by the Tiger.
We are taking losses.
And another SU-5 for Raglefant.
Not like this.
Another lead squad wiped out. Another heavy infantry loss right there for Junglist. And this pair behind a lot of good release wasted. A lot of light machine guns lost as well.
Germany now holds the victory point.
KV-8 not likely to survive this. And we still got the MG42 there in the building, doing nothing.
A new unit has arrived.
Main gun destroyed. Forever. And there we go. Victory for Deutschland wiped out.
Tiger ready.
A squad of pioneers has arrived.
And moves straight to the SU-5. Field gun as well, quickly pushing back that Tiger tank.
Is taking our territory.
Now setting up a fresh infantry company. Exposing the rear of his Tiger to the Su-85. How about just blitzing up and getting behind it? Come on. What are you doing, Junglist? What are you doing? That just makes no sense, that there.
Taking fire from the ridge. We are losing the sector. Enemy forces trying to engage.
They're trying to flank us!
Our opponents are seizing the sector.
Forces are engaging us!
They're shooting
Shock
at
troopers
my
charging
car.
ahead, straight into the MG-42's arc of fire and into the tank's arc of fire. Grenadiers managed to push back the Su-85 there. Tons of munitions being floated. Lots of Grenadiers coming out again. No sign of a single Panzer Grenadier either. Back to Raglefant. Looking close at getting the Su-85 down there. Up north, a single Su-85 here fighting with some pioneers until it actually kills one conscript. Shots bouncing off the front, obviously, and the propaganda artillery pinning down one pioneer.
The enemy is taking.
Other pioneers somehow managed not to get pinned. There go one pioneer torch.
Ready.
This just looks weird. I think it might be bugged up actually right there with that one pioneer. Otherwise it really should have been pinned. But oh well. Interesting use of the ability, but you know, no usage and no sign of the howitzer, or for that matter, precision bombing strike. At least he's not floating manpower anymore and at an obscene level.
To deploy. Yes, comrade.
Heavy engine damage right there on the Su-85. Need to stop it up. I mean, your engineers can't repair it if it's moving, so just stop it up. Halt! And once more speeding things up because nothing is happening. Su-5 going to go down there, a bit unfortunate into what could have been the fast, I think, and again some pioneers up there to repair faster, but either way. Tiger's repaired. Grenadiers leading the assault to regain the northern victory point. By the southern one is all being secured. Conscripts in some serious trouble with all these grenadiers with light machine guns. And there you go, simply run off.
We are bleeding, comrade!
Tank destroyer here.
You need something demolished?
Still one there hanging about, no one securing it. And speedy up.
Capturing supply sector.
Shock troopers charging it versus the Grenadiers.
Supply lines have been cut.
Grenadiers here really shot, just get away. And get far, far away in fact.
Enemy airstrike.
Tiger tank doing nothing. And what's this up here in the north? Once more the Canonian Flugel arrives and just shreds up the shock troopers. Their body armor, obviously nothing towards a 30cm pair of cannons. That was probably a bit unexpected. Another Tiger tank arriving. Victory points are ticking down there for the Soviets. Tiger tank here still doing nothing. Engineers standing back doing nothing as well. Light machine gun not picked up. You can't kill all of us. Well, you killed most of us, but not me. No, I'm immortal, I think. Lone Grenadiers walk down here fighting with the MG-42 in hand. Storm fire there from that one Grenadier, which is what it was called when you fire at the MG-42 from a stand position and not using anyone to support it on, by the way. Tiger moving north, Tiger on the center, should be firing in again. Just blitz it! Blitzkrieg! We'll call in another Kanonenflug. Also tracking there, lovely.
Troops have been lost.
Conscripts suddenly getting murdered here by the Grenadiers with light machine gun. That should be, of course.
Bit by bit.
But again, rather again highlights Raglefant's problematic unit preservation. Tigers moving in. Veterans E2 even now. Amazing. Less scatter, more range. Still not one sign of the Blitzkrieg. I mean, for someone playing Lightning War, there doesn't seem to be anything, you know, Lightning War-ish about him. Fine, he's repairing it, using the good range there, and the SU-5 can actually not engage from full range, so can't outshoot the Tiger in this case. So that's fun. Oh, mine went off there on the northern SU-5 there. Focus side up. Tiger flanking. Points ticking down. No, so to have control of 2 of them for the time being. This one going down again. Focus sight means your SU-5 is not very maneuverable. Do not attack with it like that. At least not with a screen again. Raglefant definitely having a problematic use of his tank destroyers. And just speeding this up again. Our KV-8. Well, this is not going to end well. Madly rushing in ahead. And then all of a sudden actually charging it with all he's got. And there we go. Game over. The Monday Novice fight, ladies and gentlemen. We saw a lot of novice stuff here, but a bit, you know, perhaps beyond the usual, unusual. Or we saw the usual, you know, massive manpower float. Again, you know, that's really, you know, one of the things you really should try to work on. But also the slightly rarer, thankfully, you know, just stuffing your MG into a building and forgetting about it again. That's just a terrible use of MG42s. Any good player will tell you want to use machine guns to support your infantry, either offensively or defensively. If you want to use defensively, you need more than just a machine gun. You need barbed wire and you need mines. It needs to then be part of a larger defense, not just something on its own, which several times assaulted Junglist, just losing an MG42 because it got overwhelmed very easily. So don't do that. That was definitely one problem. Another one was poor armor handling there by both players, the more from Junglist because he was actually using tanks. Failure to use Blitzkrieg, failure to sort of properly flank several times, just driving his tank straight from the tank destroyers. Not good at all. Also, you know, hanging about with them, doing nothing at all. That was a massive problem. But also the major problem, though, was basically them using assault guns and tank destroyers. Not very well. They tend to use them like tanks, which again is not how you use them. You generally have them supporting infantry or armor. They are behind something which provides silence and then allows them to fire, or at least covers for them. You generally don't charge an SU-85 in like he did several times on Stug, like Junglist did several times. I mean, that was one of their major issues. But also the way, for example, then another problem again was just having them stand about doing nothing. In particular, a veteran for the SU-85, which probably spent about 20 minutes in this fight doing nothing several times. I mean, that was just a massive waste. He probably could have won that fight again had he probably pushed it forwards with an infantry screen covering it, ensuring he doesn't get flanked. He could probably have won this fight, but again, he didn't. And then that combined with this massive manpower float and not really good use of his doctrine. I mean, we saw some rare abilities used, that's great, but you know, where was the howitzer which could have nicely against infantry dug in positions? Where was the bombing strike? He could have used some munitions caches up to help with that, for example. Also, Junglist, great that he went for fuel caches, but again, it took ages before he got them. Ages! I mean, lots of problems then again, overall, slow play, passive play, in some cases I would argue inactive play. I mean, that was really one of the problems. And again, I think this fight could have been over by the 30 minutes mark had both of them actually been more actively playing. So I mean, really, you know, a lot of, you know, novice mistakes, some of the ones we rarely see, but again, you know, ones are still feel, you know, worth highlighting. Again, these comes down to sort of like activity and aggressive spirit you need it, but also, you know, assault gun and tank destroyer usage, which again they need to definitely sharpen up on. Also, you know, ability usage. I was actually also fun to see, you know, stuff like tactical movement being used, although again he used it just with his blobber head. I mean, it's great use, but again I would have liked a bit more with finesse and a bit more tactical maneuver, but still, you know, alright. Though again, he needs to stop blobbing up, by the way. Also great that he used so much MG42, but where was the Jaeger infantry upgrade as well sometimes? That could have been good as well. And again, sometimes he rushed the MG42 straight into them infantry, getting them shredded, so that was a problem. Nice to see Stuka close air support to use so much, and that really, I mean, I'd almost say, you know, this fight actually belongs to the Luftwaffe, because if not, he'd not beaten that SU-5 veteran to flee. I mean, really, again, Junglist was absolutely terrible dealing with a veteran SU-5, again, you're poor at flanking and so on. But again, you know, he should have moved that SU-5 farther away. He should have tried to move away from the zone of engagement. He didn't, thus he lost it. He could have used also relief infantry a bit, but I mean, currently I can understand why people won't use it, so that's fair enough. But overall, hope you enjoyed this match. I certainly hope you learned a lot from it. If you did want to subscribe to your friends, if you didn't, well, why not provide some feedback in the comment section. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers, and feel free to share this with all of your friends.